Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Before we get started, my name is Mary Ruth. I'm a teen writer, aspiring author, and most importantly, a child of Christ. Let's get into my story idea, starting from a brief overview. Okay, before we get to that book blurb, we have to know what we're getting into. My work in progress is titled One Bridge, Two Worlds, and it's a political fantasy / fiction YA novel. I also based it on steampunk technology and cyberpunk culture. Here's a brief overview. Two twin cities resent each other, but soon all have to toss aside their differences and work together, as a common enemy, a raging war empire, threatens to take over their land and topple their government. To be honest, there is a lot more I want to add to that, but that would make this section way more than an overview. So, on to my book blurb. The following is my book blurb. A chain of stupid incidents, one that shattered a country. It was a night that Sage dreaded. Ash comes up with a bogus idea, then both of them are tossed into chaos. But this night, it's different. The universe finally turned its back on them, and they end up in Council Hall at the worst possible time. A terrorist attack. Sage and Ash escape, safe but found by enforcers. Little by little, everything gets worse and worse. The council locks up the Undercity, then Ash runs away, and it all seems to be Sage's fault. Problems over problems pile up, and soon it's hard to see the world clearly again. Relationships break and wrong decisions take place. Will everyone be the same once it's over? Moment of silence, guys. I think that's good. Okay, I genuinely don't know what to say. Bye. Okay, so first of all, I apologize for that. Now, the next section is themes. Moving on to themes I want to implement in my book, and there's actually a few, that's why I made a section on this. I want my book, One Bridge, Two Worlds, to explore themes of finding purpose, forgiveness, healing, and accepting broken wounds. The overarching theme is built on finding unity, peace, and balance. Now to my favorite part, characters, and I know you can feel that smile on my face just by hearing me, so let's get to it. One Bridge, Two Worlds is written in first-person past tense with 4 POV characters, Sage, Clara, Cleo, and Ashlyn. These 4 characters are the main cast. I'll start with describing Ashlyn. She has an infectious, positive energy, and I think she resembles the sun because of her positivity. She's African American and has thick, healthy hair and bright yellow eyes. She loves photography and sunsets and works for a newspaper. She's an Undercity dweller and lives with Sage, Cleo, and Ashlyn. Wait, I said Ashlyn. Forgive me. And lives with Sage, Cleo, and Alex. We'll get to Alex's later. Next, Clara. She's the only daughter and child of Counselor Crystalline and the sole heir of the Goyth house. Her family has generational wealth, and that gap, especially with her living in Topside, makes her seem naive. Though she is 16, she already has her life figured out and wants to become an enforcer, though her mother disapproves because of her status. Clara lives not only in the rich city of Topside, but also in the capital of Infernia, because her mother is a prominent figure in the government. Now we have Cleo, who's probably the most nuanced character and my unofficial main character. She's hardworking and strongly believes that Topside and the Undercity should be equal. Cleo works for Enzo in his bar and was able to transition from prison to working for him because he knew her father. Quick backstory moment for Cleo. In a protest a few years back, her parents were arrested, and because she followed them instead of staying home like they asked, she was also imprisoned. Years later, she was bailed out by Dane Bryant, the head of the Academy of Math and Sciences. Okay, back to the point. Cleo. Actually Sage is next. He works in the dock during the busy shipment season, and admittedly is the only boy in this group. I did think about adding more boys to the main cast, but I get too attached to OCs, so that was a failure. As Ashlyn likes watching the sunset, Sage likes watching the night sky. He has a love relationship with Ashlyn herself, but they are still friends, though Ash was the last added to the group. This leads to Alex, who isn't the main character, but she is important in her own right. She's the youngest in this group and 13 years old. She lives with the group because she was adopted by Sage. There are a few characters who deserve an honorable mention, including Enzo. He's the owner of the bar Cleo works at and helped her get on her feet after she was bailed out. He also took in Sage when his older brother went missing/abandoned him. General Shira. Though technically a bad guy, she was pivotal to Clara's character development. And she's a bad guy because she's the general of Noxia, the empire who wants to take Infernia down. More on that later, actually. The plot section is next. Next, Counselor Rita. Saying this would technically be a spoiler, but she deserves an honorable mention because the lengths she is willing to go to restore balance and peace to Infernia. And lastly, Samuel. He's the easygoing guy and gives Sage a lot of information about the drug modifiers and helps him get to the narco-chemist who works with Falcon. He deserves this mention because in the other city, info is gold, and nobody just gives it out to anybody. Okay, after the character section, you probably feel like you're left hanging, right? Like, Mary Ruth, what do you mean by Noxia, Infernia, Topside, the Undercity, etc.? Well, now we'll get into this, talking about the plot of my book, One Bridge, Two Worlds. As the title suggests, in my book we have two groups of people who are very different. The first city, Topside, is the richer city bordering an empire called Noxia. Topside is known for industry opportunities and their stellar education system. And then we have the Undercity, a mining district with less land, so they spread underground near the mines. These two cities together become a country called Infernia. Infernia is ruled by a council of 7. Remember that part. Now this leads us to the plot. On a late October night, the council building burns. Who knows how, who knows who? Nobody knows who did it. But Sage and Ash have a clue, because they were there. Part 1 goes through the tight draw after the isolation order given by the council. While the enforcers comb through the Undercity, they ignore a foe working in council affairs. Part 1 ends with the second phase of General Shira's plan, another brutal attack on the council building, but this time meant to kill the councilors. The fire was only a warning. Clara, a new enforcer, gets caught in this mess, while trying to find the arsonist in the Undercity. She finds Audrey, the hired criminal, but at what cost? Then we go into part 2 and 3. After the attack, it's found that 3 counselors died in the attack. 3 were left injured, and a certain someone rose to power. During this, Cleo joins a radicalist group against the enforcers, and while at it, she finds a woman who has ideas never heard of before. This woman wants to restore the true purpose of Infernia, which was to be the bridge between all the nations. This strange woman is the 7th counselor. Okay, of course this is just the backbone of my story, but it feels like a 5-part franchise already. Like, the more I think about this story, the more it's like basically a movie, a TV show, a animation series, already 5 books there and done. Yeah, I wish. But hopefully I get this book published sometime soon. I'm not sure when I'm even going to finish my first draft, but by God's grace, I'm going to publish this book. Okay, as of this time, I have 27 chapters in my book if we're talking in chronological order, but I've completed 2 more chapters other than that. The thing is, the missing counselor arc is fairly new, so I have to smooth out all my other subplots, which are quite a lot. And please don't make me start, because if I do start, this video will be 2 hours long. I'm not kidding. I've never given myself a deadline with this project, so I have no idea when I'm going to finish my first draft. But I'm planning to finish part 2 by the end of summer, since part 2 is 1/4 of my book. So part 1 is half of my book, part 2 is 1/4, part 3 is also 1/4. I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it could all change during the editing phase. Yes, I haven't got to the editing phase. My dream for this book is to have many people who actually like this book, like talking about my characters, and basically just having people who love my book enough to be in its fandom. In the end, what do you honestly think of this story idea? From hearing the plot section, what would you categorize my book as? Mystery? Political fiction? And of course, I want to hear your book ideas too, so comment down below. I promise I will read them and reply. And of course, if you like this video, press the like button and subscribe to get more content about my book and also to have a nice community of writers. Bye everyone, and writers, remember to write that book or novella, whatever you're writing. But still, get off YouTube, start writing. Bye.